Welcome to AI ConvoCast, where we bring you the latest in AI and tech innovation. Quick housekeeping. Check out the affiliate links in our description. Using them supports the show, and please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Let's jump right in.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at something pretty big, Microsoft's ambition to become an AI agent factory.
Yeah, it's a fascinating concept. It's really about moving beyond just software tools towards, well, autonomous digital assistants.
Right, assistants that act on their own. And it seems like a major strategic shift for them.
It absolutely is. We're talking about a fundamental reimagining, potentially, of how we interact with technology, moving from us using tools to having these digital entities acting more independently.
And leading this whole initiative under Satya Nadella is Jay Parikh. Now, he comes from Meta, right, with experience scaling massive platforms.
Exactly. And bringing him in signals just how serious Microsoft is about this. It's not just R&D anymore. It's about building the capability to deliver this vision.
So his leadership seems key here.
Definitely. Building an agent factory. Well, it's not just about coding clever algorithms. It's about the whole infrastructure, the processes needed to actually deploy and manage potentially millions of these AI agents reliably.
Okay, so our mission today is to really unpack this. What does this AI agent factory idea actually mean for you, the listener? We want to explore the tech, the strategy behind it, and some of the big considerations.
Think of it as getting under the hood of Microsoft's big AI agent play.
All right, let's start with the basics then. What exactly is an AI agent in this context? Because it sounds like, a step beyond the chatbots we're mostly used to.
That's a really key distinction to make. An AI agent isn't just reactive. It's defined as an autonomous software entity.
Autonomous meaning?
Meaning it can perceive its environment digital, usually process information it gathers, and then act based on that understanding to achieve specific goals. And crucially, it does this without constant human hand-holding.
Okay. So unlike a chatbot where I type a question and get an answer, these agents might figure out a task is needed and just go do it.
Precisely. Chatbots respond. Agents are designed to be proactive. They can initiate actions, manage complex workflows, sometimes over extended periods.
That helps clarify it. So let's make it more concrete. What kind of things could these agents actually do? The source material mentions some pretty interesting use cases.
Oh, the potential is huge, really transformative across different sectors. For businesses, you could imagine agents, say, handling really complex tasks autonomously.
Like what?
Well, maybe optimizing a tangled supply chain in real time, or generating detailed financial forecasts based on incoming data without needing analysts to crunch everything manually first.
Okay, automating complex workflows.
Exactly. Workflows that could become sort of self-managing, adapting on the fly to new information or changing conditions.
That sounds incredibly efficient. What about more day-to-day stuff, customer interactions?
Definitely. In customer service, think beyond basic FAQs. An agent could potentially handle an entire inquiry, from understanding the problem to processing an order or return, maybe even offering genuinely personalized recommendations because it understands the customer's history and preferences deeply.
Okay. And healthcare was mentioned too.
Yes. Potentially analyzing huge medical data sets to help clinicians spot patterns or suggest diagnoses faster. Or even recommending tailored treatment plans based on the latest research and patient data.
Wow.
Even logistics, optimizing delivery routes, constantly using live traffic, weather, you name it. That becomes feasible.
The scope is really something, but
Yeah.
autonomy raises questions, right? Reliability, security.
Absolutely. And that's where the factory part comes in. You need robust infrastructure.
Yeah.
The core of this for Microsoft seems to be Azure AI Foundry.
Okay, Azure AI Foundry. What is that exactly?
Think of it as this full-stack environment designed specifically for building, deploying, and managing these autonomous AI systems at scale. It's not just about compute power. It's tailored for this specific task.
So like a specialized production line for agents.
Kind of, yeah. It provides tools for fine-tuning powerful models. The sources mention things like Grok 3 as an example. They can handle deploying workflows involving multiple agents working together and monitoring their performance in real time. It's positioned as an enterprise-grade solution.
Got it. So Foundry is the core platform. What else is needed to make this factory work?
Well, they're also putting a lot of emphasis on developer tools. Copilot Studio and GitHub Copilot are evolving significantly.
Ah, the Copilot brand.
Right. The idea is to empower everyone, from folks using low-code tools to professional developers, to build and deploy their own agents and automations. They're integrating, I think the number was over 1,900 models and tools. So it's quite comprehensive.
So democratizing agent creation in a way.
You could say that. And crucially, this isn't happening in isolation. These capabilities are being woven really deeply across the entire Microsoft ecosystem.
Meaning
Into Microsoft 365, Dynamics 365, the Power Platform, and of course, Azure itself. You see examples like Power Apps generating UI components, if you just describe them in natural language, or Power BI having Copilot baked in for data analysis.
So AI agents become almost like fabric underlying everything.
That seems to be the vision, not just a feature you add on, but a fundamental part of the platform.
Which brings us back to security. If these agents are autonomous, potentially handling sensitive data or critical tasks, how do you manage that?
That's a huge challenge. Microsoft's tackling this with things like Microsoft Entra Agent ID. What's really interesting here is they're applying zero trust security principles.
Zero trust. Never trust, always verify.
Exactly. But applying it to these non-human actors, these AI agents,
Yeah.
giving each agent its own secure digital identity, managing its permissions tightly, that's foundational for trust and governance.
So stepping back, this isn't just a cool tech project. There's a massive strategic and business dimension here.
Oh, absolutely. Microsoft isn't pitching these agents merely as productivity boosters. They see them as potentially becoming foundational infrastructure.
Infrastructure, how so?
Capable of operating autonomously, handling business-critical workloads, not just assisting humans, but potentially running processes end-to-end. It's a shift from AI helping work to AI being the work engine in some cases.
And presumably, these agents need to be adaptable.
Totally. The ability to customize them for specific business processes, for different roles within a company, or even for entire industries. That's key to unlocking the value. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing.
Are we seeing businesses actually adopt this yet? Is there momentum?
The sources suggest yes. They mention significant customer wins, like Fidelity using Copilot, thousands of business seats being sold, and they talk about real cost savings for enterprises starting to leverage these AI capabilities.
And Microsoft is putting serious money behind this.
Huge money. The figure mentioned is a planned $80 billion investment in AI data centers just for the next fiscal year.
80 billion. Wow.
Yeah. That kind of number really underscores how central this agent factory vision is to their entire future strategy. It's an enormous bet.
It really is. Now, you can't make a shift this big just with tech and money. It needs leadership, the right culture inside the company. How's Microsoft handling that?
Well, Satya Nadella's vision is clearly paramount, but the execution relies on leaders like Jay Parikh, who we mentioned earlier. His mandate seems to be about fostering a culture change.
Culture change how?
Making AI thinking integral to everything, not just an add-on, but embedded right from the design phase through development, delivery, operations, making it part of the company's DNA.
So it's about rewiring how Microsoft itself builds products.
Precisely. And moves like consolidating engineering and AI teams into this new core AI division that seems aimed at increasing speed, improving operational focus, and really centering on customer needs in this fast-moving AI space.
Now, something we should touch on, which the sources mention, is the ethical dimension. These powerful AI systems inevitably raise complex questions.
They absolutely do. And it's important to acknowledge the real-world friction points. The sources note, for instance, internal employee protests at Microsoft regarding AI contracts, specifically mentioning concerns related to Israel.
Okay, so internal debate exists.
Yes, and we're just relaying what the source material reports here, not taking any stance ourselves. But these discussions highlight a crucial tension: the drive for rapid AI advancement versus the need for deeply considering the ethical implications and ensuring responsible deployment. It's a dialogue happening inside these companies.
Right, a complex balancing act. So looking further out, what's the ultimate destination for this agent factory? Where does Microsoft hope this leads?
Their longer-term vision seems to be something they call an open agentic web.
Open agentic web, what does that mean?
It suggests a future where AI agents aren't just confined to one platform or one organization. They could potentially operate across different systems, collaborating, making decisions, executing tasks with even less human intervention needed.
Wow, like a web for AI agents themselves?
Sort of. A highly interconnected, intelligent digital ecosystem. And importantly, they talk about supporting open standards and interoperability.
Which implies they don't necessarily want a completely closed Microsoft-only system.
That's the suggestion. Fostering a connected environment where different agents, maybe built on different platforms, can still interact effectively. That would be key for a truly web-like ecosystem.
Okay, so let's try to wrap this up. The main takeaway seems to be Microsoft is making a huge strategic wager on a future powered by autonomous AI agents.
That's the core of it, yeah.
And they're not just dreaming it up, they're actively building the tools, the platforms, the factory to make widespread adoption possible for businesses, for developers.
Exactly. And the aha moment, maybe,
Yeah.
is realizing this isn't just about making existing software smarter. It's about architecting the capability to create these autonomous entities.
Entities that could fundamentally change how work gets done, how we interact with technology every day.
Potentially, yes. It's a pretty profound shift they're aiming for.
It really is. And that naturally leads to some big questions as we look ahead.
Sure.
So thinking about these autonomous agents potentially weaving themselves into, almost every part of business and maybe even daily life, what possibilities get you most excited? And maybe more importantly, what are the crucial questions around trust, around control that you think we as users, as society, really need to start grappling with now as this agent factory vision moves closer to reality?
Those are the big questions, aren't they? The potential for optimization for solving complex problems is immense, but balancing that with control, transparency, ethics, that's the tightrope we'll all be walking. It's definitely a fascinating landscape unfolding.
Thank you for listening to AI Convo Cast. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Thanks and hope to see you again next time.